Hey, JW here. Just going through my YouTube timeline today, and I don't see too much on this channel. I'm going to try a different channel, see what's going on. Hope all is well with you folks. Everything's good here. Just trying to catch up on some things that I've been trying to do, and get a little more time because I'm off during the summer because my little part-time job is only during school time. So that's good. Have some extra time and I'll catch up on some business I've been trying to take care of and see what happens. Anyway, let's see if we got anything new on YouTube, my main source of news. It's amazing. I was thinking the other day that how I used to spend, a good portion of my morning reading the newspapers, the Globe, the Herald, trying to figure out what was going on in the world. And now I can do that all just perusing YouTube. Something big and important's happening that I should know about. Somebody will put up a video on it. I got a couple of citizen journalists I follow, and they keep up with all this stuff. So I can't be bothered with it anymore. I think most journalists today have sold out. In fact, to be honest with you, I don't know a single mainstream journalist I would trust. I don't care whether it's MSNBC, Fox News, CNN. I don't care what it is. I don't trust any of those people. And I mean, when I say I don't trust them, it's not really their job. They're no longer journalists anymore. Journalists, Edward R. Murrow and, Walter Cronkite back in the day, those guys were journalists, broadcast journalists. But it's been a long time since there have been real journalists in the broadcasting field. I mean, they're entertainers now. They're always at a round table laughing with each other or, sitting next to each other laughing and giggling. They don't really tell you anything, or they give their opinions, which are all depending on, which of the channels you're on. You're going to get one that goes far to the left and the other goes far to the right. And, it's not about news anymore. And so I haven't watched the news since 2012. Don't miss it. Don't miss the newspaper either. Don't miss the TV. I feel like I should be living out in the woods, like a mountain man. But hey, I keep abreast of what I need to know. I don't need to know every little detail of every little issue. I don't need to know that the T in Boston is shut down because of some error by a mechanic or something. I don't need to know that. I mean, if I use the MBTA, sure, that would be important to me. It's not though. I don't use it. So it's not that I don't care. It's just I have no interest in what they're talking about. That's another tax scam. They get God knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars they're fed every year by government, both local and federal. I don't care though. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just one person, and I used to lose sleep over stuff like this, and I think it's kind of funny now because I know it's all just a game, and the money's just paper. I mean, it's just pretty much worthless. I mean, we can still go to the supermarket and pull out a plastic card and get some food or whatever, but I mean, I saw somebody use cash the other day went to the BJ's outlet to get some paper towels and water and stuff, and this guy in front of me, his bill came to like $180 or something, and I saw him pull out cash and pay it with 20s, and I was thinking, wow, I haven't seen that in a while. He's old school. He was old too. I mean, not ancient, but he was probably in his 70s, I guess, and But you just don't see people use cash very much anymore. I suppose if you go into certain parts of the city, people still use cash. When the local 7-Eleven or what, I guess they still probably use cash there. I don't know. I'm kind of isolated up where I live, and I go to a few places that I get my groceries, or my go to the local farms to get most of my stuff. So I'm kind of out of touch with the rest of society, really, and it's fine with me. I don't, another thing is that I notice, because I pay attention when I'm out walking or driving, or I don't use my device. The only time I use my device is if I have to download some sort of an app to do my job. Sometimes I do, and if I have to make an emergency phone call or something. But half the time I don't even bring it with me. It's in the house. I never conform to that. I look at people walking around, crossing the street. They can't even pay attention when they cross the street. A couple of these streets are kind of dangerous that I drive on too, and they always got their head down in the device, and it looks like Soviet Russia in 1928. It's very sad, bent over, and everyone's going to end up with really curvature of the spine, and we haven't seen the beginning of this even, because if you think about it, when do you think these devices really kicked in? I would say I started seeing, I guess in the mid 90s, I started seeing more and more of them, but really they still weren't, not everyone had one back then. I mean, now it's just like, I'd say it probably really started, every, I'd say 90% of the public have them now. Probably some old folks don't have them. And I mean, even poor people have these expensive telephones that can do everything. And I don't know where they get the money for them. I mean, it seems to me they can barely survive on what they make. And I'm not criticizing these people, but I just don't understand how you can go to an Apple store, and I don't know what they charge, probably what, $600 for one of those things. And I just have an Android that I got on Amazon, and it's over here somewhere. I don't even know where I put it. I told you I don't use it. I mean, I use it. I think last year I maybe made 3 or 4 calls on it. Just there's something wrong with me. There really is. I mean, I see people who, if they forget their phone and they're driving down the road, they turn around and go home. They're halfway to work, and I'm thinking, for what? What do you need it for? I mean, what did we do before then? I mean, God, we, you'd go home and check your phone answering machine. If there was something really important, people would call you at work, or your family members would know where you were, and they'd call you, and it got done. I'm not suggesting that technology isn't a good thing. It is. I like technology. I've even made money with technology, so I'm not downing technology, but I'm downing the dependency of looking into a device. You can't even. I see mothers picking up their children at school, and they don't even talk to them. They're looking down at their device. They're driving and they're texting, and the whole thing's nonsense. The most important commodity you have is sitting in your backseat of your car, and you should be asking them about their day at school, as opposed to worrying about texting LOL to your girlfriend. I mean, the whole thing's stupid. But there's going to be medical issues, a lot of medical issues down the road. And I know people think I'm a conspiracy theorist, but it just, I've read stuff about, people carrying it in their pocket especially men and women. Women will be sterilized, and same with men. You'll see a lot of issues, and I think the one that's really going to get people is their bad backs and spines, walking around bent over, looking into the device. Even kids. I mean, I've seen young kids. I mean, kids 11, 12 years old, their devices, walking down the street, playing games or whatever. I don't know. I think most of the guys are watching porn, personally, but I don't know. But I mean, what's so important that it's just nobody walk by, nobody even nods anymore. It used to be. I do a lot of walking. It used to be if you were walking, and someone was coming at the other way, you'd say hello or good morning, or even if you didn't know them. Man, it's just what we did. I don't think people do that much anymore. So anyway, if people don't make eye contact, I don't make eye contact. I'm not gonna, you know, Johnny the good guy anymore. But not that I was a good guy, but you know what I mean. I usually initiate a good morning. Walk by someone, hey, good morning, how you doing? Even if I didn't know them. You're up. I go out for my walks early. Sometimes I'm out 5:30 in the morning, and you might run into one or two other people during your walk, three other people, and usually at that time of the morning, people are more polite. They don't seem to be as connected, and I'll usually say good morning to someone, and they'll give me a greeting back. But as the day progresses, see, I think people get up and out at early in the morning. Most of the people I see are older people, and probably retired, or just as you get older, I think you tend to get up earlier. I know I do. I get up at 5 a.m. every morning, no matter what time I go to bed. I usually try to be in bed by no later than 10. And during the winter, I'll usually go to bed 9 o'clock, 9:30. In the summer, I'm a real party guy. I usually stay up till 10 sometimes. And, but anyway, here I go rambling again. Just looking through my YouTube timeline, seeing what's going on. And I don't know. Doesn't look like much going on. I don't know if anyone else likes these bar stools. Of course, people like them. He has about 300,000 or 400,000 views every time he does one of these pizza reviews. 3 or 4,000 views from YouTube. Dave Portnoy. He's pretty funny, actually. I get a kick out of him. And his pizza reviews. Man, back in the days, I love pizza. I don't eat carbs anymore, so I haven't had a pizza in years, decades actually. It's been a long time since I've had a pizza. Bloats me, and if I eat carbs now, I get bloated. Even I had this every once in a while. I get this craving for like the crunch, like chips or something like that. So we have those little packs of goldfish for Lucia when she comes over, and so I grabbed one of them the other night and had it. I felt terrible afterwards. I just had like stomach issues. I felt bloated. I mean, there's probably 15 little goldfish crackers in there. You think that would be nothing, and it isn't anything, but my body doesn't process carbohydrates well. Because I haven't eaten them in so long. I usually have meat, cheese, eggs. I used to be a fruitarian, 4 years of fruitarian, and had to quit that because, well, the mentor who got me started as a fruitarian, and listening to him, watching his videos and stuff, I emailed him. I said, I'm starting to. I said I had loads of energy as a fruitarian, but I'm starting to get really scrawny. I'm losing muscle tone, and I've been on it 4 years. So he emails me back and he says, 4 years, John. This is a detox diet. You're supposed to stay on it around 6 months. He said, I don't know anybody who's on it for even a year. Never mind 4 years. So I said, oh boy, wish I knew that, because I really did get scrawny, and And I was getting a lot of breakouts on my face, and probably from all the acid, in the fruits. But I'll tell you one thing: for about 3.5 years, I mean, that diet suited me very well. I felt good. I was lean, and I had tons of energy. So now that I'm basically a carnivore, I guess, I eat meat, eggs, cheese. That's pretty much it. And I'll have I bought a keto shake mix, that it's all pure protein. And that's all I have. Sometimes I'll just have a shake for breakfast. I very rarely eat lunch. If I have like eggs and meat for breakfast, I might have a shake, midday if I'm getting hunger pains. But usually I just eat in the morning and at night. And it's been working out good. I feel good. Again, I have a lot of energy. And I work out 3 hours a day. Between walk, I consider walking part of my workout, and then I do some upper body work, some lower body work, and I use an inversion machine, and I hang upside down for an hour every day, and meditate and do sit-ups on it, and I do handstands on it, and it relaxes me, and I feel really good. So between that, I do an hour on that. I do an hour and a half walk, and I do a half hour of strength training. I have those straps I use. That X something workout, but it works out good. I like it. I feel good. For an old guy, I'm in pretty good shape. But again, if I have a switch to carbs, I don't think my body could take it. I know I had immediate stomach issues when I ate those little goldfish. Really, my stomach was like growling, and I was not happy. So I won't be doing that anymore. I do kind of like those goldfish, though. It tastes good, It's like I find most things that aren't good for you taste good. And some things that are good for you taste good as well, don't get me wrong. But most things that are bad for you, they taste real good. And that's why people eat them and put on weight and get sick. Everything is connected to your diet. Another reason I liked being on one type of food, like when I was a fruitarian, all I ate was fruit. Yeah, I did. My protein addition was I eat nuts, which is allowed as a fruitarian. You eat nuts and seeds and fruit. And that's what I ate for 4 straight years. And the beauty was whenever I was hungry, I'd grab some fruit. Yeah, I might start the day with some melon and some cut up an apple and maybe cut up a banana, put it in a bowl, eat it. Maybe mid morning, grab a peach, plum, some watermelon, and maybe early afternoon I might have some strawberries or blueberries, and then at night I might cut up some more fruit. I felt fine. I was satisfied. I was never hungry, and but like I said, it detoxed me to the max, and I was really losing strength. I still had energy though. I mean, I you know, could walk forever and do my workouts, and I have a little side gig I do, and have a couple of side gigs during the school year. I have my little marketing gig, and I have a excuse me. I'm a crossing guard in t- the town I live in, so I keep busy, and but I have a lot of energy. I'm never tired until like what time is it now? Yeah, it's getting there. It's like 9:39, so it's 9:40. So I'll be heading off to bed in about 10 minutes, and I'll sleep like a baby. Get up at 5, start it all over again. People say to me, first of all, a friend of mine always says to me, so what do you think? Do you like retirement? I said, I'm not retired. I said, I got a little business. I got a job. And I said, I'm constantly on the go. And he's going, yeah, but you don't work at your regular job anymore. I said, no, I retired a long time ago from that, but that doesn't, listen, just because you retire from one job doesn't mean you can't have another job. And I once heard someone say that um, when you retire, there's only one more significant event left in your life. Think about it. So I won't be retiring. And I also, I used to have a blog. I don't really keep up with it anymore. In fact, I think I'm going to I'm just going to let the domain expire this time because I'm doing too many things right now. I'm looking to buy some land, and I'm putting a lot of time and effort into that. And so I just don't have time. A blog requires your attention. You got to, you know, post pretty much every day. But it was on longevity, and I remember I'd research different stories and videos about longevity, and the one thing they all had in common was two things, actually. They were all active. Everyone who lives past 100 is active, and several of them said, and I'm with them on this as well, stay away from doctors. I believe that 100%. Now, you know, obviously, if you fall out a window or something, you got to go and get sewed up at the emergency room. I understand that, okay? But, you know, I get a kick out of people saying, "Oh, I'm going for my annual checkup." I said, "How you feeling?" "Oh, I feel okay." "What are you going for a checkup for?" "You feel fine." Well, you might have something, and they can find it. Yeah, and then they can blow chemo up your ass and poison you and cut you and just instead of just dying, you'll be miserable. I'd rather if I got something, I'd rather just go natural. As long as don't get me wrong. If I were in horrific pain, sure, I'm sure I'd take whatever they had, but I don't take pain medication of any kind unless the pain is severe. It has to be severe. I broke my arm twice. I never took a pain pill. It wasn't fun. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't fun. That was one I had to really bite my. I mean, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and the pain was pretty bad. But I just, I don't want to take that crap if I don't have to. I see what it does to people. It turns people into zombies. Most people who are on all these medications, they walk around like zombies. So, anyway, I'm rambling again, right? I didn't really get too much done here on YouTube because there wasn't really much to get done. I have to admit, I do like AI. I like the tools, and I've been doing some stuff with it, using it to recommend rewriting emails and stuff like that, and it's very helpful. I mean, I'm not using it to write any books or anything, but I'm using it to make my life easier. Why not? I think it's pretty interesting too. I like watching videos of people who really know what they're talking about when it comes to AI, and they point out obviously the pros and the cons. And there's a lot of pros, but it's like anything else. If you can use pretty much anything for good or bad, it's like ice cream. Ice cream's good if you have a dish now and then. But back in the day, that was my downfall. Way worse than the booze for me was ice cream, man. I loved ice cream. And but fortunately, I was running marathons at the time, and I was running 80 to 100 miles a week. I was burning calories like faster than I could build them up again. So, but that wasn't the point. It's like what my point is. It's an addiction, and so it's like AI. It's not an addiction to me. I kind of enjoy seeing what it can do. You feed it something or you ask it a question, and it gives you this elaborate answer. It's pretty cool, actually. I like it, but I'm not going to get hung up on it or anything. But I enjoy reading about it and watching videos explaining the different things they're planning on doing with it. And technology is actually pretty amazing. But again, if you're going to walk around with your head stuck in the device and you're going to be antisocial, and it's just society's changed a lot because of that. And you'll see people, walk by, and sometimes there's this little Italian restaurant down the center of town, and I'll see people sitting at a table, and they both got their devices. They're out to have lunch together, and they don't speak to each other. They're better dealing each other on it, or they're texting someone who isn't there when you could just talk to someone who is. Anyway, that's me. But yeah, like I said, there's nothing much going on YouTube, so I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon, I hope. Have a good night.